everyone. Welcome back to MaryBird's Backyard Garden. As usual, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And we're here to bring you some more gardening news from our backyard garden. What do you think about that?
Are.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
I know we've been active this week, right, Mary?
Very active. Yes.
And I know you're going to update us on some stuff, but, as we always do, what's new in the garden this week?
This week, like you said, we were very active. And we got 2 roses planted.
We did. Wait,
finally,
2 big roses. Let's not just say 2 roses.
Climbing roses. That's
did.
right.
And what are they climbing on?
And we put up a new rose arch.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. And it went up quite easily and nicely. I was very excited about that.
Yeah. I think we told everybody last week we put that up. And then this week we put the roses in, right?
Yes, we did.
Were you going to talk a little bit about our rose struggle to get those in?
It was an interesting journey.
It was.
It was one day we had a little bit of rain, not too much, maybe half an inch of rain over the course of a few days. And I got the bright idea that the ground might be very forgiving and I could get my rose planted. I only gave myself a short window of time because we had some people coming to remove an old tool shed we had in the backyard.
Correct.
And I got out there with my shovel and a little hand trowel and began the journey of planting the Lady Banks rose.
You did. And you didn't ask for any help. You kind of secretly snuck out there on me a little bit while I was doing some other stuff.
Yes, you were busy.
Yes.
You were contacting all the people that were coming over, and we have several house projects, little home improvement projects we're trying to do. So you were busy in the office, and I snuck out to the garden because I was very excited about getting the roses planted finally.
I know. No, you did. And I know.
Oh, Peggy's been waiting.
Let
me tell you.
They have. They've been waiting patiently.
She's been calling out, is it time yet?
But I did, when I came out, you had a nice, large area dug up, but only about 4 inches. That's
right. The shovel went easily into about the top 3 inches.
Yes, it did.
And I pulled out the sod that was on the top, and the very top layer was a nice, pretty, brown, loamy soil.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to put the shovel in the ground, and you must have heard it from inside the house.
Well, I knew you were struggling. I didn't know how bad, but yeah.
Well, once I hit rock, I decided, okay, I'm going to go back in the garage and get the rock bar. So that's the first tool that came out was the rock bar.
Right.
This is a new tool for us.
Right. And how much does that rock bar weigh? 17 pounds. So Mary Bird was out there with a 17-pound rock bar trying to go through
It's about 7 feet tall.
It is. It's huge.
It's huge. It was hilarious trying to get it home from the store.
It was.
But we tried it. We tried it straight up and down vertically. We tried aiming it diagonally. Mm-hmm. We tried everything.
We did.
So I went back on another trip to the garage and came out with the sledgehammer.
That's right. So I walk out, Mary has a 17-pound rock bar, a huge sledgehammer, and then a rock buster, piece of metal that we have.
Rock buster wedge.
I thought I might, at that point, try to jump in and help out a little bit.
And the guys that were here to pick up the spring items that we wanted to let go of were laughing.
They were.
That was pretty funny. But we were sitting in the hole, which was only maybe 4 inches deep at this point. I was hammering with the sledgehammer, and Jeff was cranking it with the rock bar. And this hole is maybe 18 inches wide by 12 inches on one side and 18 inches on the other. And we needed it to be approximately 6.5 inches deep.
Yeah, we needed it to go down quite a bit on that one.
Bit.
That one was needed to go down. It was a struggle.
How long did it take us on that one rose?
I think that we took, 2.5 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 hours. By the time we got through the rock and got it deep enough, yeah, it was an activity. I'm not going to lie.
And the funniest thing was Jeff and I were saying how hot it was. It was, oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. Oh my goodness, we're sweating. And we went inside and looked on the temperature gauge, and it was 64 degrees.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't that hot. And that is planting in Central Texas. Yes. That is kind of how we have to do it here. So luckily, we don't have to dig a ton of those holes. We've done some of that work in the past. So hopefully, now I'm kind of hoping you don't have a lot of those projects left. But
in a lot of our areas, we actually built up instead of going into the ground. But this one particular spot, it needed to be in ground.
Yes, it did. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we did get that, right? So through the, through the miracle of the hole, we dug the hole and then we put the rose in.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was amazing. It does look really good.
It does. She has such a soft yellow bloom in the springtime. I think she's going to look tremendous.
It's going to look good.
And we could thread one of her tendrils along the top of the fence. She'll grow out like 20 feet.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. I like it.
It will be. And she's very happy. She's planted in native soil. She's planted with some leaf mold and some rose soil mix.
Right. So you mixed all that up.
She should definitely be getting off to a good start.
Good. And then
nice and well draining. She's about 1 inch above ground, which here, because of our limestone, we don't want it to be like a basin or like a vase that would just hold the water stagnant. It drains it does drain nicely, but we want her to be a little elevated so she'll have a little better draining.
Okay. Well, very good. We got that one in. And
it
then
took like about 2 days. Wasn't it 1 or 2 days later?
1 or 2, I think it was 2 days later, we took a break, and then we went to the other side.
I don't know what happened to you, but you were determined to get that in the
ground. I didn't want to take 2.5 hours to dig a hole next time. So I think you showed me, you outlined it and said, look, let me work on this for a minute.
Yeah.
I think it only took like 30 minutes, but I will say that there was not as much big rock in that one. So we were able to get, and we didn't have to go down as far. I don't think that one required us to go down as far. But we got that one knocked down in about 30 minutes.
I know.
And that
was
one,
amazing.
Which rose was that we put over there?
That is the Peggy Martin.
The Peggy Martin.
That we've been so excited about. I have been really excited about that rose.
Good.
And so I'm definitely just looking forward to how the display will be in about 3 years. Because you know the adage.
I don't know the adage.
You don't?
No, I don't.
The first year they sleep, the second year they creep, and the third year they leap.
Wow.
So,
all right. Well, we're looking for leap year.
I'm looking for leap year. Good job. That was excellent. Yes.
I like it.
So that was a very eventful week in the garden. I must say I'm quite pleased with it.
Yeah, but I mean, you did some other stuff too. I mean, you replanted some stuff. And the news of the week for us is we can actually water again. We just got that notification a couple days ago.
Yes.
We can hand water and we can use our irrigation once a week. Oh man, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the way that our yard has done through this no water period. And it was the springtime, so you do have to take into effect not the blazing temperatures of the summer, but it did. It went almost 2 months without water.
Everything the garden looks good too. I mean, and you know, I'm pretty amazing, but I'm pretty excited now that we can actually water.
Yes.
And that'll be kind of fun.
I know you're excited to get out there with your lawn.
Yeah, I want to get the lawn going. It's green, but it's got obviously has some spots because we haven't been watering, and we got just a little bit of rain every once in a while. So no, good. That's all good news. I'm happy. Good. I'm very happy about that. What else you got this week in the garden?
Well, there are some plants I'm interested in planting. 2 plants in particular I wanted to talk about this week.
Okay.
And the first plant is something that I want to plant, and it's called the Mexican Mint Marigold. And the botanical name is Tegetes Lucida. And that's kind of important to look for the botanical name so that you make sure you get the correct plant. It's in the same family as your French marigolds that we grow abundantly every year. However, this one has a different scent to the leaves. It has more like a licorice, like a sweet licorice type of aroma. And you can use it in cooking. It's wonderful when used fresh. And it's a wonderful substitute for tarragon.
Oh, wow.
Tarragon does not grow very well in our heat. And so this really likes it hot. And it's a wonderful way to get that flavor without struggling with the tarragon plant.
Okay.
And you, like I said, you could use the fresh leaves through the whole growing season. One of the very main reasons that I'm looking forward to growing it is that it is a fall blooming plant.
Oh.
And it's going to give you gorgeous yellow flowers in the fall. And if you combine that with your Mexican bush sage, which is a Salvia leucantha, you're going to have pollinator paradise.
Oh, nice.
Everything loves to come and have a little sip of nectar.
Good.
Yeah. So we really want to look forward to providing habitat and food sources for our pollinators throughout the year as long as we can. So the Mexican Mint Marigold will grow in a clump-like form about 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. And what's important to think about during your growing season is to cut it back in early summer about a third of the way so that the middle of the plant doesn't die out and the plant doesn't flop out to the edges. You want to keep it compact and encourage more bushy growth.
Okay.
And another thing to think about, this is a perennial in zones 8 to 11. Now, here where we are, we might get a real hard winter, and so it might die back to the roots. But what you do is you just clip it off towards the ground, and it'll regrow just like some of our other plants that we have here in the garden.
And so this is one we still have to go get, right? We don't have this one.
We do not have this one. No.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the Lady Bird Johnson wildflower plant sale. Perhaps we could find some there.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's the first plant that I have.
And I know you have a nice list. What else do you have on your list for us?
I did want to say that this plant does like to have average garden soil with good drainage, but you do want to make sure you have weekly deep watering. It does like a little bit more water. You don't want to just leave it out there high and dry.
Okay.
Like a rosemary is definitely different. Rosemary, they really do like it dry. They don't want to dip their toes in the water.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that is the Tegetes Lucida.
Okay. Very good. Very good. What else you got?
Oh, and the other plant that I'm interested in growing this year is called the Copperplant. The Copperplant is an old-fashioned annual. We typically grown as an annual because I think they're hardy in zones 9 to 11, perennial, but they don't last through a hard frost, I don't think.
Okay.
And they are grown for these amazing leaves. The blooms are not too remarkable. People don't really look forward to that, but the leaves are anywhere from a bright copper-colored red all the way to, it looks like a burgundy. And if you grow it in more shade, you'll get lighter red mixed with green and some like a lime color.
Okay.
So this plant in one season can grow to 3.5 3 to 5 feet tall and maybe 3 to 4 feet wide. But, generally you want to pinch back the growing tips just like you would a coleus or an impatient. And that way you encourage it to be very compact and have a beautiful display in a bushy way.
Yeah, well, it looks good. You've got a picture of it here, but it looks very nice. I like the colors. The red would be nice out in the garden.
And it, too, is another one that is going to continue to gather color until the fall. It's beautiful all season, but its very best display happens in the fall. And it's actually a native to the South Sea Islands.
Wow.
It likes a good feed. It likes to be kept well fed with, in my case, I usually use microlife fertilizer, compost, things like that. And it also likes to have a medium moist soil and very fertile. And it loves the hot weather.
Oh, good for us. That's awesome.
Yes. So I've been trying to look for more plants that are in that category, right?
Right.
And can't you just imagine the yellow flowers of the Mexican Mint Marigold up against these coppery
that's gonna
red
look nice.
leaves?
That's going to look nice.
Beautiful.
I like it.
And so those are the two things that I'm really looking forward to growing this year.
So I guess we'll be on the lookout for those pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And really, I believe these plants can be found at almost any garden center.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got it I got it in the vault on the list.
How's your agave doing, Jeff?
My agave, Mary, is doing very well. It's doing good. It's doing good. It's survived the so far. I mean, that's a good thing for me.
Totally.
My
good.
peppers are doing well.
Oh, your peppers are lovely.
I got the hot peppers going good. They're starting to come out pretty good. Everything is actually doing pretty well, I'll be honest with you.
I can't wait to see what that crushed red pepper turns out.
Yeah, I want to see how that works out. I'm not really sure. I picked it up because it looked cool, but I'm not really quite sure how that works. But once the pepper starts coming out, we'll figure that one out, I think. But yeah, no, I like the peppers. They're doing good. All the other little things I planted are doing well too. Thanks to you. I mean, you keep reminding me, you better put a little bit of water on those. So, and some of the rain we've had has gotten them as well.
Yes, it has.
So far, so good. The heat has not hit yet, though, and that's usually when I start falling behind, is when it gets really hot.
I think you'll do very well.
I think I will, too. I'm sure you'll keep me on the straight and narrow there. Very good.
So I do have a tiny bit of information.
Okay.
We had spoken about the Jalo Fuego jalapeno pepper seeds in one of our podcasts. And as we were gathering everything up and putting everything away, I lost the seeds.
Yes, I remember you were saying you couldn't find them.
Well, the other day I was in my craft room and I picked up a quilt that I've been working on and out fell Jalo Fuego seeds. Oh, boy. So I'm looking forward to getting those started.
How did they get a quilt?
Well,
oh my gosh.
I'm not exactly...
All right, we're not going. We won't even try to figure that out. But yowzer. Okay.
But anyways, I'm looking forward to getting those started, and probably I'll start them in August for a fall garden.
Okay. All right.
I was excited to find them.
Yeah. All right. Good job on the find there. All right.
Very nice.
What else you got?
One little note of concern, I guess, in the garden right now is I was looking through all of our roses and getting so excited about the buds that are just now ready to start popping open. And I went to the back of our border, and we have one small rose called an Italian ice rose. And this thing looks beautiful. I think this is the second year that it's been in the ground. The leaves are just stunning. They are so glossy and green. And so I was back there admiring this plant, and then I caught my breath because I discovered aphids along the stem and on the little flower buds. Oh, well, snap doodles. Anyways, I thought I would talk a little bit about what to do if you happen to find aphids
absolutely.
on your plants.
Yeah, I know. I went out there and you had a little bottle of something that you were going to spray on them. So
Yeah.
what was that?
Well, the one thing to identify them, they are prevalent on roses. And I do think that this rose has a crepe myrtle branch that extends close to it. And I'm thinking that it doesn't have as good of airflow as the other roses do. And so I might have to prune back that and give it some more airflow. So that's your first thing to do, is look to see what conditions there are that might be increasing the activity of, say, aphids.
Okay.
The second thing you could do, actually, that we weren't able to do at first, is take your garden hose and give it a really thorough, good old spray. See if you could knock those aphids to the ground. And you will cause their population to decline that way. You won't get rid of them. And honestly, to invite predators into your garden, you never get rid of everything. That's not our purpose. We just want our plant to be successful. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I took a spray bottle that I had in the garage and I filled it with about 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and I filled it up with water. And in this case, I put in 1 drop of Dawn dish soap. I would have used Dr. Bonner's or perhaps another insecticidal soap, but I just didn't have any in the house. And so I don't really like to shake it up, but I kind of mix it back and forth in the bottle. And I sprayed the Italian ice rose as well as I could. I just tried to coat it all up. There was a breeze going, so I tried to block the spray from being able to reach anywhere else. Mm-hmm. But and this morning I went out there, checked over the plant, and it seems to have really decreased the population of the aphids quite a bit. They are a soft body sucking insect, and they lay eggs along the plant. So even though you spray the bugs off, the eggs are still there, and they will continue to cause damage to your plant. So what the oil does is it smothers the aphid, and it can also smother the egg. Oh. And they do sell products in the garden center specifically for spraying your plants like this, called dormant horticultural oil. And they're very safe to use. There are organically certified sprays that you could mix up and use.
Well, I like your little spray. That's pretty cool that you put something together. That's neat.
Yeah. So you want to repeat the application once a week for about 3 to 4 weeks. And in between applications, you could just hose that plant and knock them down.
Okay.
Well, one of the things about aphids are they secrete a kind of a sticky, sugary type of thing that attracts ants. And so the ant will actually sort of farm the aphids, and they will move them from plant to plant.
Okay.
And so, you just stay on top of it, but it's really not a big deal.
Interesting. Little world going on back there.
I don't think it would actually kill the rose.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was my one tip of the week.
Nice. Some for your tip of the week, Mary. That was a good one. I like that one. Okay. Anything else from this week? I know we got a little visit coming up somewhere that you've been looking. Well, we have 2 visits, but one in particular that we're going to try to do here pretty soon.
Yes, we are.
And where would that be, Mary?
Well, if you travel towards Fredericksburg, Texas, there is a very special nursery that's called the Wild Seed Farm that I love to visit every spring. It's one of my highlights of the spring because they just have acres and acres of wildflowers blooming.
Right. Nice. So we're going to go out that way. Mm-hmm. Well, I got to take my camera. I like to do photography, so I'm going to take my camera because it's a pretty big place. If I remember right, it's pretty cool, and they got a lot of stuff there. So we'll spend a good amount of time out there, and I'm pretty sure you'll buy something. I mean, I can't imagine we're just going to go and look, but
what can I say?
yeah, we'll probably pick something up there as well. But that'll be a fun visit. And then we're also going to go to the Ladybird garden down there too in South Austin.
Probably not. I don't think they're open this weekend. They're open possibly.
Yeah. Maybe
next weekend.
We'll hit that one next week, maybe. So cool. Got those coming up. And then it looks like also you got a nursery visit for the Mexican Mint Marigold and the Copperplant too coming up.
Absolutely.
Woo.
The Mexican Mint Marigold, I might look for at the
At the
Ladybird.
MaryBird. Okay. Ladybird Johnson. Okay.
And the Copperplant, I do believe they are widely sold in your home improvement stores and all your garden centers. Yeah.
Hey, as long as I don't have to, go down like a foot or something, and you can knock those out in the regular garden, I think we'll be okay.
What are you going to do when I bring home those big trees?
Well, we'll deal with that when we get there. I'm not sure.
You think they could?
We haven't talked about the trees yet. It's the first time I'm hearing about the big trees, so I guess we'll deal with that when we get there.
I guess what I'm looking forward to doing at some point in this gardening season is beginning to put in pathways. And really, they're to help protect your lawn from my dragging a wheelbarrow all over the place and stomping around.
We talked about doing something like that. We didn't talk about the trees, though, just to be clear. We talked about a walkway. So we'll take it one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So maybe next time we'll report on some of these back to everybody and kind of see where we are on some of these items.
Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay. Do you have anything else?
We'll do a catch-up, and we'll do a review of the Wild Seed Farm.
There you go. What else you got? You got anything else this week?
I think that is pretty full week.
Well, thank you, Mary, for that informative session. And we do like to joke around. So I do want to thank everybody for joining us again. We really appreciate it.
We do.
Yeah. Like you said, we have a lot of fun doing this, and we're very happy that you guys are along on the ride with us as we go on this journey to make a backyard garden and just keep making it up. Again, if you get a chance, check out our website, and you can check out our Instagram. Those are all in the show notes.
The Instagram is pretty new.
Instagram is new. We got that up. Yeah. We're trying to post some photos of what we're doing in the back. We put some puppy photos in there. Got to keep the pups going. Make them part of this as well. But like I said, all that's in the show notes. So if you guys get a chance to visit that would be awesome. And again, we appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Thank you, and happy gardening.
Okay, bye.